Nelson Mandela Bay Metro's electricity and energy department staff are hard at work repairing hundreds of broken street lights across the city. This is in an effort to mitigate the effects of vandalism and theft. The officials have started installing aluminium cables instead of copper ones. Let's take you live there to our reporter Siphosethu. Booi, how successful, Siphosethu, has this campaign been?
This has been a very successful drive or campaign rather here in the Nelson Mandela Bay, because even the residents have received it quite well. We spoke to one of the residents that lives in the area of Bethelsdorp where we were earlier on with MMC for electricity and energy, Lance Grootboom. He spoke to us about the issue of course, vandalism in that particular area, also making mention of the fact that when it comes to load shedding, they become victims of crime because the vandals then move in and around the area trying to get to the cables. They move even underneath the ground, making up holes to break the cables from underneath. So the issue of now the aluminium now being replaced by copper will be a good thing for them in that particular area. And of course, Tamigila must also make mention of the fact that Bethelsdorp is one of the areas that is also a hotspot area as far as cable theft is concerned here in Nelson Mandela Bay. But joining me now is Safety and Security MMC Lawrence Strun, who will be just giving us a detailed plan in terms of how they plan to try and implement the issue of safety in those particular areas in the metro. Like I just mentioned now, MMC, the issue of Bethelsdorp, Helenvale, Galvindale, just to name a couple of areas there in the northern areas, not leaving out KwaZakele, Vierplaas and all the other areas in Nelson Mandela Bay who have been victims of course, cable theft. What is the plan with regards to making sure that this new drive or campaign is well protected as far as the municipal infrastructure?
Great. Thanks very much for the question. Firstly, it is really sad, that our own people are doing this thing to our own infrastructure. What we're busy with is also now is the finalization of the CCTV camera things, So once that contract has been awarded, we are definitely sure that that would be one of the things that really going to deal with this menace that we have of cable theft, So we hope that tender will be awarded before the end of this year, and then after that, and then CCTV cameras will then be put up right through the metro. Secondly, I've also spoken to the mayor and tell him that that in February this year, the council has rescinded the enforcement question, I think that you do remember that in 2017 there was a position taken that there's going to be no private security. All of those security was insourced. That was one of the biggest mistakes that was ever made, because insourcement, and especially that of security, it was really damaging to this municipality. So in February of this year, what we've done, we've rescinded that, so we'll be making use again of private security. I've spoken to the mayor to say that we must really expedite that that item to see to it that before the end of this year that we must have some of our sites guarded also by private security. Because what happens is this: many of these buildings are not guarded. So what the guys do, they first go for the cable, and now when they say, okay, now there's no response from us, then they will then go and vandalize the entire building, So one thing that we are confident of, once we have guards at our various sites, the question of cable theft, it will definitely come down.
Thank you, MMC Lawrence Strun. Tembekile just giving us a roundup in terms of his plans with the issue of security in these places that are also hotspot areas. Like I did mention earlier on, that one of the residents also made mention of the fact that the Metro Police are not quite visible in those areas, also citing out issues of safety as well. So in good time, we do hope that this issue will be mitigated here in Nelson Mandela Bay for the safety of the residents as well as the issue of vandalism in the Metro.
Thank you very much for that, Siphosethu. Booi live for us in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro.